And there's the Skype banner for you guys to call in. Feel free to. It's the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds. And there's our first call from Negro Minikin.
Come again? Oh.
I remembered him from last week. Let's see if we can get through to him. Also, thank you to JMC Quaid for the Twitch heart. I just saw that. Doesn't look like we're going to get through to Minikin. Mercus, hey man, how you doing? You're live on the Level Up Show.
What's good? What's good?
What's going on, my friend?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
How y'all doing?
Uh-oh. I remember we had a very bad connection with him last week, too. I think we just don't have a good connection with you, Minikin. Thanks for trying, though. Guys, we'll see if we can take one call here. Feel free. It's the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds on Skype. Just look at the banner. Until then, we will look at the chat room here. Anything going on? Anything to the crew? The beta just ended last week, I'm pretty sure, and I heard pretty good things about it. I didn't play it. I actually gave away my code.
I didn't play it at all. I
Yeah. And also thank you to Yorkshire for the Twitch heart. Hey, let's try this again. How you doing, man?
Okay. My bad. My Vita, the battery died, so that's why I lost you.
Oh, okay. You were Skyping from the Vita.
Yes, I'm Skyping from a Vita.
That's cool.
You know, I'm hardcore when it comes to gaming, so it's like...
That's very hardcore. If you're Skyping from the Vita, I think that if you're using the Vita alone, you're hardcore. If you're Skyping from the Vita, you're extra hardcore. So what's going on, man?
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to ask, is y'all looking forward for the new Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy, I think it's 15.
Yeah.
And what do y'all think about the state of the JRPG?
That's a good question. Actually, a very good question. I'm optimistic about Final Fantasy 15. I think it'll be a little bit of a return to the roots in some ways. Obviously, it's an action RPG, which is very separate from the old school turn-based. But I feel like they're bringing back a lot of the core mechanics and the core enemies and just the feel, the vibe of the game. I like the fantasy mixed with reality that you saw in 7 and 8, and they're bringing that back. So I'm very optimistic. It has a good team behind it, and I think Tabata, who originally worked on Gito Type 0 HD, I think he was a good person to come in and help Nomura out so that he could move over to Kingdom Hearts. Now, as the JRPG and how that is now, the state of that genre, I think in America it's definitely dwindled. It's a much different mindset when it comes to JRPGs, and it's unfortunate because those are some of my favorite games of all time. I think in Japan they're obviously still gung-ho about the genre, and I think it doesn't really make a lot of sense for next-gen hardware. It doesn't make a lot of sense for a huge budget because it doesn't have as big an audience as it used to, and to create an enormous world in HD, that requires a large amount of sources. So that's why it doesn't really make a lot of sense anymore, and you see a lot of JRPGs going to mobile and handheld instead.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I feel the same way. Also, since it's the PlayStation 4's first year anniversary, what do you think about the system?
First year anniversary. I actually talked about this on NeoGAF earlier with a full thread, and it was called Happy Birthday PS4. I think it could have been a stronger year if it weren't for a lot of delays. But overall, I don't regret my purchase at all.
No,
I really enjoyed the PS4.
In any way, shape, or form. There are some stumbles that they had, so it wasn't a perfect launch. Not games, but...
I'm sorry, which console y'all prefer, the Xbone or the PS4?
Well, I only have a PS4.
Right, so and so do I. So I can't legitimately say either way. I'm not going to honestly answer that just because I don't have an Xbox to comment on that. However, from people that do, and if you're in the chat, if you can see the chat, I'm sure there's a lot of people that will say the PS4.
Yeah.
But there's also some diehard Xbox fans that love that system that think it operates better. The PS4, from what I understand, actually operates quicker. The menu functions and everything like that are a little easier to navigate, and they aren't as clunky, which I was surprised about. I thought Xbox prided itself on its interface. So.
Yeah, speaking of the interface, I will say, like, I have a lot of cousins and friends and stuff that have Xbox, and most of them are just disappointed in the downgrades from the 360. The party system still is nowhere near as good as it used to be. Those kind of things are really frustrating people. I think if you were to compare the two, I think that Xbox has had actually more AAA releases in the first year, and if you are more of an indie guy, PS4 has had many more indie releases. But they aren't too far apart when it comes to AAA either. I will say Xbox probably had the stronger year when it comes to AAA, but next year is going to be the big one. I mean, so many games were delayed till next year. All the big PlayStation exclusives are next year, so I think we have to wait and see for now. All right, man.
Yeah, I'm there. That's cool, man. See y'all next week.
All right, see you later, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, no doubt.
All right. Could you take the Skype battery off? We're going to stop.
Cal really wants a beta code for the order.
We don't. Oh, for the order? No,
he's trolling on that part.
Oh, yeah, not for the order.
Or he just doesn't know, but he thinks because Moobot keeps saying it, so now he's just pushing it like hardcore.
Okay. I'll take this call from Clark real quick. We're going to have to keep this quick, though. If it goes through. This will be the last call, guys, on Skype. Sorry to Kenny from South Park. Hey, Clark, how you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well, man. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I was just calling to say I appreciate you guys' stream. I like what you're doing.
Thanks a lot.
And I kind of want to talk about the release of Broken Games as of late.
Okay.
Just got done playing a little Assassin's Creed. I've been playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Played some of the crew beta, which of course is a beta, but it just seems like lately the trend is to just release a game to make money and then,
patch it later when it's already out. I agree. I mean, Call of Duty, Destiny, Assassin's Creed, they all had problems at the beginning. Assassin's Creed definitely, which they say they're working on. They're saying they're trying to work on the resolution and the frame rate stuff and just the bugs and glitches in general. Advanced Warfare, what was your experience with the multiplayer? Any problems?
I didn't have any issues.
That's good. Really. At the beginning, it was overloaded.
It was.
That always happens.
It's gonna happen. I don't have a problem with that. It's more so Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, that is a lot of problems.
Assassin's Creed Unity. Destiny had its issues.
Yep.
I think, and this is just from not knowing the infrastructure of the system, in depth.
Yeah.
It could just be, growing pains of working with a new architecture.
Yeah.
The software is completely different. Granted, yes, I do think that they're kind of some of the publishers are being a little greedy.
Yeah.
With some of the stuff and overly anxious, I guess.
Yeah.
But it could also we really don't know how tough it is to work on one of these things.
Yeah.
There really could be some legitimate issues that they have. Especially with so many games having issues.
I understand what he means, but at the same time, some of these games might have released broken and never been patched in the past. Mm-hmm. At least we now have the potential for a game to be patched if it is having issues at the beginning, like Drive Club. That's another one we didn't mention. Drive Club. Drive Club is especially broken.
God.
So yeah, he's definitely right. There's plenty of broken games. How do you feel about it, man? I'm guessing you're pretty upset.
Well, yeah, and exactly with Drive Club, that's another example. That is still, as far as I know, the servers are still completely unusable or whatever. And my main point is I'm all for patches. I understand and I'm thankful for them. But a game like Assassin's Creed, is that even patchable at this point? There's literally so many gameplay mechanics that are completely it's got to be the worst handling game I've ever played.
Wow. I haven't played it myself, so I can't comment on that.
You say Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, he's saying Assassin's Creed.
And I heard different from people that we know. Not that it was not that it's perfect.
Yeah.
But they said, Greg and Dean.
They're enjoying it.
They liked it, and it's better than it was before. It's not a complete 180 of how well it controls. You still run up walls randomly.
Technically it's worse than Black Flag, obviously, but I hear in other ways. I hear Paris is beautifully realized and stuff like that. And to answer your question, Ubisoft did say they are trying to patch it. They're working on the glitches. They're working on the bugs. I don't think it happens anytime soon because these are inborn engine problems from the new engine that they developed with all the people on screen, so many characters and NPCs appearing out of space, out of nowhere, glitching through objects, all those kind of things. Those are the problems they're having, and I don't think it's going to be an easy fix. All right, Clark?
Well, I agree, and I hope not. I just... it seems like when there's... Especially with the games that, they're not porting, they're actually finally doing next-gen exclusive.
Yeah.
Feels like they're like almost overdoing themselves, and they're pushing these $60 games on people, and then when they're virtually, I'm not saying they're unplayable, but like if I was a Drive Club purchaser, I would be pissed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
you should be.
And then when you go to, it's just frustrating because I'm really like pumped up for this next gen year coming up, and
hopefully things
kind of.
Yeah. Well, Clark, I'm sorry, man. We got to move on. We're a little bit behind, but thanks for calling in. That's a great question that you had.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I was just hoping, if anything, maybe there's a developer watching.
Yeah, right?
Or something, and we can start holding these guys accountable.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for calling us. See you later.